Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing all right. Woke up late this morning, missed my first appointment for the morning. It's like, oh well. So it's like now I'm just kind of like lazy and like, oh, do I really want to go? Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I'm glad to see you. Oh, good. Oh, good. I know that feeling. Yeah. It wasn't an important appointment. It's okay. You can
Oh,
reschedule.
it's a mastermind group that's basically it's a bunch of Christians. There's only five of us actually that get together and just kind of talk about things. So it wasn't hugely horrible that I missed it. I feel a little guilty that I missed it, but
Yeah.
lately I've been getting up later. I don't understand it, but anyway.
Are you going to bed later?
No, I went to bed at 10 o'clock last night. So,
Oh, okay.
it's like,
Yeah.
but then I woke up. The dog always wakes me up early, like five, wants to go out. And then I think, okay, I'll go to bed. I'll go back to sleep for a little while. And then I fall asleep too late.
Aw.
So,
Aw. Funny, funny, funny. Well, as usual, we don't know if we're going to be joined by anybody else. But what I have, I actually want to start out focused on Tai Chi, because it may be new to you and it's a really great practice, especially helpful for fall prevention, which is
right.
helpful for all of us as we get a little bit older. And so we're going to spend almost most of the time with doing some Tai Chi, but I'm gonna hopefully have time to throw in some yoga too. And I do want to talk about the next macronutrient, which is fat. So we'll make sure we have time for that too. So let's get going. And for Tai Chi, unlike every other day, I've said you have the option of having shoes or not having shoes. But for Tai Chi, it's useful to be in flat shoes.
Okay.
It is preferable. And I'm going to move I just want to be on the floor without my yoga mat. Get things out of the way here. Yeah. And make sure you can see all of me. Okay. So, and for, Tai Chi is, there are many different moves. We're gonna just learn a few simple ones today, and we're gonna do a Tai Chi warm up. Hi puppy. And the Tai Chi warm up is some gentle movements that sort of starts with our neck and goes down to our ankles and just warms us up a little bit. But when we do Tai Chi, we greet each other in the following way. We make a soft fist with our right hand and put our left hand against it like this. And then we just crook our left thumb a little bit. And we just kind of, that's just a little ceremonial bow that we do at the beginning. And this crooked thumb is interesting. In China, I'm going to just tip this up a little bit. In China, if you, not unlike here, kind of, if you go like this, like it's like saying I'm number one. But if you crook your thumb, you're showing that you've got some humility. That's what
Oh,
the crook thumb is
interesting.
for. So, all right. So you can always just face me. I will sometimes turn one way or another just to make sure that what I'm doing is clear to you. Okay.
Makes
I'll
sense.
both speak and move. So
Yeah.
it should all make sense. So I am going to turn. You don't have to turn. So you can always see me. And what we're going to do for starters is find your really strong, organized posture. And then we're going to float our arms up to shoulder height. And see how I'm not moving particularly quickly. We always have the idea that we're moving through water. And then I'm up to shoulder height. Then I'm going to wave my fingers towards my face and I'm going to tuck my chin. Then I'm going to wave my fingers away and untuck my chin. And now as my arms lower, I'm going to nod my head down till I'm looking at my toes. And then I'm going to repeat that 2 times. So I'm going to come back up. Really good posture. Wave in and tuck my chin. Wave away, untuck my chin, and then dropping arms through water. I'm going to nod my head through water. So nothing is quick. Everything, we're going to repeat it again. Everything in Tai Chi is super slow. So we use this idea of moving through water, and if water doesn't slow you down enough, you can think of a thicker substance to move through. So you definitely want to go slow. And when you're watching your instructor, you can just try to keep with my pace. And that was the last one. So I'm just going to lift my head and look back straight ahead, organize my really good posture. And for the next, we've got one more for the neck. I'm going to lift this hand up, my left hand, so I can look at it. And I'm going to turn my back to you so you can follow the, so that we're both going in the same direction. So I'm looking at my left hand. And this is going to be about turning my head. So what I want to do is move my hand away towards the left and keep turning my head to watch my hand. And I'm going to stop about 3/4 of the way, which is my range of motion of turning my head, and come right back to center. Again, I'm moving pretty slowly. Then my right hand's going to come up. I'm looking at my right hand. Same thing. My right hand's going to move away. I'm going to turn my head. And then come back to center. My shoulders don't move at all. Looking at my left hand, I'm going to go a little further, more like 80–85% of the way. It's my range of motion. Coming back through to center. Right hand is up. Follow the right hand. And back. And now, this last time, as you move your hand, you can go to your fullest range of motion, and you can see, I can go pretty far, but you want to be true to yourself and true to your neck and be comfortable. And come back to center. Same thing on the right, and one side could move further than the other side. So nice and gentle. And come back to center. Great, I'll face you for the next one. So we're going to move down to our shoulders. And what I want to ask you to do is lift your shoulders up and take them forward, take them down and back and around. So you're making circles with your shoulders. 3 times going forward. And then let's change direction 3 times going back. And there's the third one. All right, good. Next one for the shoulders. I'm going to take my arms and I want to separate my arms out to the side and feel that my shoulder blades are coming together back behind me, and then reach up and around and my shoulder blades separate a little bit and come back down. And so go again. So they squeeze together out here and they separate a little bit as I come in like that. And last time they squeeze together and then separate a little bit. All right, good. Relax everything. So one of the things that we say in Tai Chi that I think is really important is we say everything to your comfort. So you're going to follow me, but stay within your own body's comfort. You don't want to do anything that hurts or pinches or doesn't feel good, right? You're going to do everything that feels good. The next section is a little funny because we're focused on our upper back. And the vertebrae there are good at 2 things. One is getting taller, getting longer, and the other is rotating from side to side. So we're going to do a little bit of both, and we're going to go taller first. And this is a left or a right thing, but I'm going to stay facing you, and I'll speak, so you should be able to mirror me. So we're setting up nice and tall. And I'm going to take my left hand and put it on top and my right hand on the bottom like I'm holding a ball. So left hand's on top, right hand's on the bottom. Okay, good. And then I'm going to rotate my hands around and reach my right hand up and my left hand down. And feel like I'm getting taller, longer in the spine. And then come back so I make a circle the other way. And then same thing, rotate my hands around and my left arm goes up and my right arm goes down. I'm getting taller. And back to center. We got it 2 more times. So rotate, right arm up, left arm down, taller. And back to the ball and rotate, Left arm up, right arm down, lengthen the spine. And let's do that one more time. See if we get even taller. Rotate. I always want it to be taller. And left, right up, left down, and back, and rotate, and left arm and right down. And then come back to holding this ball. So the left arm's on top and the right arm's on the bottom. And I am going to turn around this time so it's clear. So what's going to happen now is I'm going to slowly turn my upper back and shoulders till I'm hovered over my left knee. And then I'm going to rotate my hands and I'm going to slowly turn all the way to center and come all the way around till I'm hovered over my right knee. And I'll rotate again. And that's the work. Keep going slowly like you're moving through water. I maybe was rushing that a tiny bit. And rotate. And rotate. Last time we're going to go around to the left and rotate. And come around to the right. And rotate. And then just let everything go. Okay. Next,
Can I ask a
we're down to
question?
warming up our hips. We've got two things here. And I'm actually going to just go from the side. This should be pretty clear to see me. Now, for the first time, I'm going to talk about having more weight on one leg so you can free up to move the other leg, which we do when we walk, okay? So standing up nice and tall, float your arms up to shoulder height and put more weight in your left leg. Because as you lower your arms down, you want to take your right foot forward, put the heel forward, and push your arms back behind you. Then, keeping the weight of the left leg, you're going to swing your arms through and take your right foot and put it back behind you. And that's the motion of the leg, the motion of the hip that we're working with. So come on down and kick the right heel forward, push back. Swing arms through, take the right foot back, swing arms up. Keep going one last time. So the weight's in the left leg, so you can take the right heel forward. Stay like that, so you can take the right foot back, and then step to the center. Perfect, so we'll do the second side. So nice and tall. Now you're putting the weight in your right leg as you float your arms up. As you float down, kick the right heel forward, pushing back, and then let the arms swing forward as you step the left foot back. Weight in the right leg. We want to do the same thing, even though there's a little balance feature here. I'm trying to not have the balance feature speed me up. In an ideal world, I'm trying to stay slow. We got one more to come forward. One more to go back, and then we can step out. All right. The last one for the hip is a really funny one, and I'm going to show it to you facing you, and then I'll turn around when we're doing it because it's got a left and a right. But it's kind of funny. You're going to put your hands like on an imaginary wall next to you, and then you're stepping one leg out like you're trying to push into the wall. So it's a little funny. It's a hip thing though. So I'm going to turn away from you, standing up nice and tall. So let's put our hands on an imaginary wall to the left, take our right leg up, out, and then push with your hips like you're pushing into this imaginary wall. And then we're going to transition to the other side, hands on that wall, step the left foot out, lean the hip into the wall. And that's what we're going to keep doing, coming back to the first side, stepping out, lean into the wall. Come now on the right, step the left foot out, lean in. Last time, hands to the left, step the right foot out, lean into that wall. And then hands on the right, step out and lean in. And then just step back in and relax everything. All right. So same thing, we're gonna do our knees next. So just take two little fists and plant them like right here on your hips. And we're gonna do something that has, you can balance or not balance, it's up to you. So what's gonna happen is standing up nice and tall. let's put more weight in our left leg. And all I'm gonna do is tap my right toe forward, and I've got it, and it's on the ground. And then take it back again. That's all that's gonna happen, okay? And then weight in the right leg, tap the left foot forward, and come back. And this is what I mean by balance. You can keep tapping, or if you wanted to lift the foot off the ground, you can do that too. So it's up to you for the second time. So you can tap or lift and come back, and tap or lift and come back. Good. And last time, the right is up in the air, and last time left is up in the air and come back. All right, good. And the next thing, we're actually gonna take a step forward. And I love to do this, and I think where I live, there's ice sometimes on the sidewalks, and I think where you live too. And I like this for sort of thinking about how to walk on ice, but keeping your fists here, you're nice and tall. Put a little more weight in your left leg. What's going to happen is put your right heel out. And it's like you're checking for the safety, right? Then you put your right foot down, and then you lean your weight forward. And so now there's more weight in the right leg, and then take everything back to center and come back to center. And we'll go the other way. So weight in the right leg, left heel, left foot, the weight comes forward. So I'm transferring my weight forward, and then I'm pulling my weight back. Good. And let's go back to the first side. So this is a good example of, if I kept going, I might fall, right? But because I know how to pull my center of gravity back, that would keep me from falling, right? So that's kind of the idea here, is that we can take our center of gravity forward, but we're in control and we take it right on back. Good. One more time each side. Just having that feeling of coming forward and taking it back. And taking that weight forward and taking it back. Good. And relax everything. We'll play with that a little bit more. We've got 2 for the ankle. We're almost warmed up. So the first thing is put the weight in your left leg and put your right heel out, and then transfer to the ball and the heel. And you're just a little ankle manipulation to ball and heel, and then standing up, weight in the right leg, left heel and ball, heel and ball, heel and ball, and then standing on both legs. And the last one's a little funnier, but putting the weight in your left leg, take this right foot and tip it, so you're trying to put your weight on your pinky toe, and then flip it over to your big toe. So you're just flipping your foot from side to side. Just a little ankle work. Okay, standing up on both, weight in the right leg, pinky, big toe, pinky, big toe, pinky, big toe. All right, you're all warmed up. Good, good, good. So now I'm going to teach you the first 3 forms for a little thing that's called Tai Chi for health. It's also called Tai Chi for arthritis, so it's really nice for both. And I will. It's going to be probably, when we're doing it, I should turn around, but let me try. I'm going to try to the side first, just so you can see what's going on. So nice and tall. And the first form is called commencement, and it's got some different parts to it. So what you want to do first is nice and tall, just float your arms right up to shoulder height, and then take them down and take them towards you, and then come up your chest. And let's just do that again. So I'm taking my arms up to shoulder height, and then I'm dropping my arms back down, but they're coming towards me, and I'm just kind of waving my hands up my chest. I'll do it one more time facing you. So right up, they're kind of dropping down and towards me, and then they're going to come right up my chest. All right, great. Now the arms are going to do one more thing. So let's add one more thing to the arms, and we'll do the whole thing again. Float them up. Float them down, coming towards you. Let them come up your chest. And the last thing they're going to do is go right out in front of you, back out to right in front of you. All right, so one more time. We're going to float up. We're going to float down and up the chest. And then we're going to float right out in front of us. Great. Now we just have to add a little step with the foot. And that's going to be, I'm just going to do the legs. And so forget about the arms for the moment. I've got more weight in my right leg. At a certain point, I'm gonna put my left heel out, my left foot down, and I'm gonna take my weight forward, and I'm gonna finish by stepping my right foot to meet the left. So that's what the legs are gonna do, okay? So I'm gonna turn all the way around, we'll put it all together, and hopefully it'll be clear. So you're standing up nice and tall. Float your arms up to shoulder height. Float them back down towards you. Now put weight in your right leg. As your hands come up your chest, put your left heel out, and then take your weight forward as you reach your arms straight out in front of you, and then finish stepping with your right foot. Did that work? Did that work? Yeah? Okay. So let's do that one more time.
Trying to, yeah, okay.
Yeah, you can leave the sound on. So let's do that one more time. So nice and tall. We're gonna float our arms up. They're gonna float down towards us. We put more weight in our right leg. As our hands come up our chest, put our left heel out, and then we're gonna take our weight forward as we reach our arms forward and then finish stepping with our right foot. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now the next thing that happens is very simple. The next form is very simple. Your arms are straight out in front of you. All you're gonna do is bend your elbows so that you've got your hands kind of framing your face like this. And then you're gonna inhale and take your hands out towards the edge of your shoulders and exhale and take your hands in. That's all that happens. Inhale out and exhale in. So the first thing we did was called commencement, and this is called open and close. And it's the only time I tell you specifically when to breathe. You're obviously breathing the whole time, but we specifically inhale and exhale just at that moment, okay?
Okay.
So let's do all of that, and then we'll add on one more piece. Okay, so standing up nice and tall, floating your arms up to shoulder height, floating them back down towards you. As you come up your chest, you're gonna step your left heel forward, taking the weight forward, reach forward with your arms, and then finish stepping with your right foot. Bend your elbows and inhale, take your arms out to your shoulders, and exhale, come back in. All right, everything working?
Almost.
You're
The
great.
last part was like, what do I remember? I forgot what I was doing with the
That's all right.
fans.
I'm gonna keep talking. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we've got one more thing, and that is it's called a single whip. So I'm going to show it to you facing you, then I will have to turn around because it's a right left thing. So we finished our open close and our hands are like this. So I'm just going to do the arms first, then we'll add the legs. So the arms are, you're going to turn to the side and you're going to push your pinkies forward. And then you're going to open your left arm like you're opening a curtain. Perfect. And look out over your left fingers. That was perfect. Okay. And so I'm going to turn around so I can add what the legs are doing and be clear. So forget about your arms for a second. All that happens is this. When you turn to the side, you're going to lift put the weight in your left leg so you can lift your right heel, then put your right foot down, and then bend your knee and come forward over your knee. And then when you open the curtain, you take your weight back and weight is on both legs. So there's a moment where your more weight's on the right leg, and then you come back to both legs. Okay, so it's very simple. It's called single whip. So standing up nice and tall, let's just do single whip first. So you get your hands in front of you, you finished open and close. So we're going to turn to the side, put weight in our left leg, put your right heel out, and then step and lunge forward as you push your hands forward, and then open the curtain and pull the center of gravity back to center. All right, is that making sense?
Yeah.
Good, you're perfect. Okay, good. So now we'll do everything. Let's do everything all together. So standing up nice and tall. Let's float our arms up to shoulder height. Our hands are coming down towards our body. Weight on the right foot so you can put the left heel out. The hands come up the chest, and you're going to step forward and reach your arms forward and finish stepping with your right foot. Bending your elbows, you're going to inhale, reach out towards the shoulders, exhale, come back in. And then turning to the right, weight on the left, put the right heel out, and push forward. Weight is forward, and then open the curtain, and now your weight is centered. Okay?
Yep, got it. Well,
Good.
sort of got it. I mean, I did it.
You did it. I know you did it. I know you did it. Yeah, yeah. So that's why Tai Chi, so Tai Chi is, you do a lot more moves than that. So it's just an overall body strengthener. And in particular, and everything in Tai Chi, you're always upright. You're never bending over. You're never changing this upright stance. And you just get really used to taking your center of gravity forward and back. And so it's just a good education for fall prevention. We found. So
makes sense.
Okay, so we're gonna just cool down a little bit. So the first thing I want you to do is just tap your thighs like this. We just have a kind of a Tai Chi cool down. Tap your thighs like that. All right, the next one's a little bit funny. What I want you to do is, I want you to inhale like you were trying to blow up a big toy, like you're trying to get bigger. And then we'll exhale like a rag doll. Okay, so you're gonna inhale like you're trying to get bigger. Keep adding air, and then exhale, ragdoll. And inhale, get bigger. Exhale, ragdoll. And then inhale and get bigger. Exhale like a ragdoll. All right. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to move our arms the same way we did for shoulders, but we're going to just talk about the breath this time. So inhale and reach out, and exhale and come around. And inhale and exhale, inhale and exhale. All right, that was beautiful. That was a little quick Tai Chi, not so quick Tai Chi, but that was your Tai Chi. All right, good.
My first experience with it, so.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, and I will tell you, I'm going to send you some videos of it. But I will tell you something that is true of Tai Chi, and that is that, because I've had students who are in their 80s, and I've had students who are 20, and everybody has the same experience, which is that it's really hard to memorize it. Like if you, like tomorrow you might go, what was that? You know what I mean? But you're going to have a video from me, so you'll be able to look at it. But it takes time to memorize it. Yeah, and it took time for me to memorize it. And if I don't, and there's certain forms that I've learned, and if I don't do them often enough, I end up forgetting them, and then I have to relearn them again. So that's just the nature of Tai Chi, because it's because we're moving in ways that are unusual to us.
Right.
I think.
Right.
I think that's why. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about healthy fats now, and then we'll do yoga as our last thing today. Okay. So the thing about fats is that I think if you say fats, you think, oh, I don't want to eat any fats, right? That's probably our normal reaction. I shouldn't eat anything that's fat, should I?
What normal people think. But
it actually is, and Carlos was talking about this yesterday. Your brain literally needs, and you knew that. Yeah, your brain.
I did know that. Yes.
Fats, right? And you were already talking about avocados. So the thing is that we really need them, and so therefore we want to distinguish between the healthy ones and the unhealthy ones. And the basic rule is the solid ones are less healthy, like Crisco, right? And the liquidy ones are more healthy, like olive oil. Now, butter, therefore, is a saturated fat, and I do not believe in deprivation. So if I want to put butter on something, I will. I won't put a huge amount of butter on it, and I balance everything else out. So I figure like a small amount of it is not going to kill me, right? So you do have to make some choices. And some cheeses are also, I know you like to snack on cheese, so some cheeses are fattier than other cheeses. So if that's a popular snack for you, you might want to get some of the less fat options for snacking. So that could be good, right? But the healthy ones, as we talked about, avocado, peanut butter, nuts and seeds, olives, and the fishes, the fatty fishes, salmon and mackerel and herring and tuna and trout. So those are all really good. Yeah. And I think one thing that's great to know is that the government actually revised their guidelines recently. And so they're saying, try to keep it to less than 10% saturated fat, meaning 10% of all your calories, saturated fat. So again, my occasionally putting butter on something is okay, right? It's just occasional. They, otherwise they're emphasizing eat all, but everything we've been talking about, eat the vegetables, eat lean proteins, right? Avoid sugars, yeah, and refined grains, yeah. But for a low, if you want to have a low fat diet, and you were going to eat 2,000 calories, that would be 67 grams of fat per day. And under the Mediterranean diet, which is recommended, that's a little bit higher. That's more like 80 grams of fat per day. And one of the things I sent you was a little sort of a visual guide for portion. So for fat, it's useful to think about your thumb. Yeah, as the portion. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just laughing because I was talking about my daughter, and my daughter has the smallest little thumbs in the world. It's like she'd never be eating fat if it was her thumb.
Funny. Yeah, so we were talking, yeah, so you got the message I sent back to you, and I did read about that, and I understand it is something that happens to people. There's like a fancy name for it and everything. Did she just discover this recently?
Oh no, she's known it. She's like 32 or something like that. I lose track. But anyway, and she's known like since she was not even a teenager that she was allergic to her sweat. So yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
has eczema. She has
was she
eczema
ever an
real bad.
athlete or anything? Was she an athlete?
Not really.
Okay.
Just the regular little things that kids did, but
Yeah.
not an athlete. So
Yeah.
she's got
Yeah.
real bad skin. So
yeah. So hopefully she's got lotions and stuff, because I know, because the skin can be very reactive. But she should kind of avoid sweating. So something so slow moving like Tai Chi or yoga is more appropriate for her.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Where does she live?
She's in Wisconsin with me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
She was here last night. That's why I was talking about doing this with you. And she said, yeah, I should get into exercising, but then I have this problem with sweating. And it's like, so that's when I emailed you.
Yeah. I think, I think that she definitely, if she wants to do whatever she wants to do, even if it was taking a walk, she would have to sort of say, what's a pace at which I'm not sweating too much? Yeah. But you're saying that you feel like she's a little out of shape, or?
She's very out of shape. Yeah. So and she mentioned it. So
yeah. And does she have children?
No, she's a dog. She walks her dog all the time.
So she walks her dog.
Yeah, she does.
So that's good. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'd hate to think what she'd look like if she didn't walk her dog all the time. It's like, oh my God.
And so she's gotten heavy?
Yeah, she's definitely overweight. Yeah. Definitely short. Yeah. Definitely frustrated with her life. So.
Oh.
Well, I sent her your about page.
I'd be happy to talk to her.
Get a call with her and just talk to her and see.
I would be so happy to talk to her. Yeah, I'd be so happy to talk to her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your thoughts about what else are you looking at in terms of your food? Like, what have you sort of started to figure out where you go wrong, or?
Basically, I think it's because I'm not eating enough. Because when I write it down, it's like, that's all I had today. It's like, like the first day I wrote it down. The other days I kind of slacked off, but it's like, I had a half a hamburger and a little bit of rice and beans and chicken for dinner, like a little bowl full. And it's like, and snacking on my nuts during the day. Basically, that's about all I eat. So.
And you don't eat breakfast?
No, not really. I maybe have some some almonds for breakfast sometimes.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Yeah, I would imagine that you're not quite eating enough. Yeah. And you might not quite get enough protein. Now, is there anything, even if you didn't, I don't want to eat at, what am I trying to say? You know what, I think I forgot to eat breakfast this morning. I was just realizing I was hungry. I was like, what? I don't remember. Oh, no, I did. No, I did. I did have breakfast. I did have breakfast. It was a while ago. Okay. Even if you don't, like, I don't want to eat anytime before 8. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to eat early. So you don't have to eat early, but at some point, even if it was mid-morning, do you like yogurt at all? Or
I
cottage
do.
cheese?
I do. I don't buy it usually because I don't know. I just got out of the habit because I'm the only one that eats it. So it's like
Okay.
when the kids were here, they ate cottage cheese, so I had it. But now
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
I guess I should think about myself and buy some of that stuff.
I think you should think about yourself. Yeah. Because, and you can get a container of cottage cheese, but you can also get individual servings if to keep it fresher.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
If you know, just in case you don't have it. But yeah. Yeah. I think if you could have something like that mid-morning, then you'd, and you can have some almonds with it, have a little bit of fruit or something like that with it. That could be good. Yeah. Yeah. And then have you make sure you have protein for lunch and make sure you have protein for dinner and as many vegetables as you can eat. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And then
Right.
snacking on nuts is fine. And sometimes I know you're going to snack on cheese. Okay. So yeah. 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 Cause yeah, I'm betting that you would lose some weight if you were a little more consistent with the protein.
And a little more exercise. And that's
Plus
basically
that.
all I need, I guess. So,
Yeah. Yeah. Plus that. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, and if you wanted to keep working with me for the accountability of working with somebody, we can talk about, I mean, obviously there's would be some cost to go forward, but
Right.
we can have a conversation about seeing what would serve you, what would serve you. So
Right.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, you'll still always have the free check-in on school, but if you wanted something more than that, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, all right, good. So let's do a little bit of yoga. And for that, I would take your shoes off. And do you have a mat or you don't have a mat?
I do not have a mat, but I'm on carpeting, so I guess
Yeah,
I'm
so it
okay.
doesn't matter. Yeah, you do not need a mat. Yeah, you don't need a mat. And what I was thinking about doing is we're gonna just do some standing, we're gonna do some standing poses. And then we will sit and I wanted to give you this calming, like kind of a calming exercise. So
Okay.
so that's what we'll do. All right, I'm going to sip some water and make sure I'm on screen. Yeah, so as I say, it doesn't matter. I'm on a mat because I'm on a wooden floor, but if you're on a carpet, that's perfectly good. Okay, all right, good. So once again, let's just start. Wait, I think you should have my head.
That
My
would be
face
kind of
was
nice.
not on the screen. Okay. So let's stand up nice and tall. So just finding that really good, nice posture. And what we're gonna do is have both of your arms down now. And then let's lift up one arm in the air and side stretch. So you're kind of falling over to the side, but staying balanced on both feet, stretching the side of your body. Good. And then come back up, and then we'll go to the other side. Great. And let's do that a couple more times. So we're going to go over one way.
My face.
Puppy.
Told you he never leaves me alone.
Over the other way. It's yoga dog. And let's do it one more time. this way. Just feeling the stretch of the side body, and one more time this way. All right, good. And then standing up nice and tall. All right. So I'm going to show this to you facing you, and then I am going to turn to the side, but you won't have to turn to the side. So we want to, it's actually much better if I turn to the side. So we're standing up nice and tall. We want to, this is called chair pose, which is like a squat. So I'm going to hinge at the hip and just come down like this a little bit. Okay, and put your hands together in front of your heart. So I'm just going to come down like this a little bit. So my hands are in front of my heart, and I'm just hinged a little bit. My chest is still elevated. I'm looking a little bit forward. Okay, so inhale here, and then exhale and turn your shoulders to one side. Yep. And then inhale back to center, and exhale and turn your shoulders to the other side. And then inhale back to center. And then you can exhale and stand up. All right, good. Now, what I want you to do, because so I want you to stand to the side like me, because you're gonna step back behind you. Okay, so stand to the side, and so you'll be able to see me. Okay, so it's inhale, nice and tall, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to exhale. And I'm going to set my right foot back behind me, and I'm going to put my foot on the ground. So this foot is facing front, and this foot is sort of like this. And then I'm going to open up my arms like this, and I want my shoulders to be facing the front like this. My hip is comfortably wherever it is. Okay, so my arms are like this, stretched out. Your arms stretched out? I can't.
Not yet. I'm still trying to figure out what you're doing.
Okay, good. Yeah. All right. So make sure you don't lose sight of me.
Okay.
So we're standing like this, and you just breathe here. So you want to feel really good posture. You're really elevated. Your arms are floating out like this, and look out over this hand, left hand, same hand that the knee is on. This is my left knee, my left hand. Okay. So I'm going to inhale here. And then I'm going to exhale, and I'm going to lift up my left arm and drop my right arm and look up at my left arm. And this is called reverse warrior. Then I'm going to inhale my arms up. So I can't see you at all. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Okay. And then I'm going to exhale over, and I've got my elbow on my thigh here. And I'm like that. Yep.
Okay.
And then I'm going to inhale back up and reverse my warrior again, back like that. Good. And then inhale my arms up, and then step out to the front. Okay. And I'm going to turn around, so now we'll do the other side. So you're inhaling nice and tall, beautiful posture. Exhale, step your left foot back. So we're doing the same thing on the other side. So this is my right knee, right arm. Look out over the right arm. Inhale here. Exhale, reverse your warrior. So right arm's up, left arm's down. And then inhale, arms up, and exhale, come over, right elbow on knee. This is called side angle. And then inhale, come back up, and exhale and reverse it. Good. And then step out of everything. All right. Very good. Very good. So now in yoga, we like to do balance poses. And one of the fun, famous ones is called tree. And what I want to say is that if you need to be near a wall, or if you need to have a chair to put your hand on, there's nothing wrong with doing it that way, okay? Because what's going to happen, so you can watch me a little bit, is this. I like to put my hands in front of my heart like this. And then I'm taking this left leg, and I'm turning it out, and I'm going to pull my feet together, and I can have a kickstand, so that helps with balance, or I can put my foot up here on my leg, or I can even put it even higher, right? So that's tree pose. So if you need a kickstand, there's nothing wrong with a kickstand, or you can just have your hand on a chair, right? Okay. And you just want to stay here and breathe, and nice tall posture. So it's really good for your body to balance. Nope. Even if you fall out of it, just fix it. All right, step out of that. And my left side is my weaker side, so I'm gonna get closer so I can touch something. So once again, hands like this. So now the right knee turns out and just connect it. You can kickstand or be up here or be up here, wherever you want to be. And let's see here. Strong posture, strong core. You look good. All right, step out, step out. So that's tree. So it's fun to do. It's really healthy. It's really good for us to balance, right? So
Yeah.
tree is a more complicated version of balancing. I could just lift a knee and try to balance a little bit like that, and that's good to do. And we're actually we're gonna I think we're gonna talk about balance more tomorrow. Let me look at my notes. Let me look at my
plan. What's the plan?
we're gonna talk about balance tomorrow.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about balance tomorrow. Yeah, good.
Cool.
So balance is always a good thing to work on. Balance obviously also relates to fall prevention, and it and they're finding that it's connected to longevity too. That people who can balance live longer.
Really?
People who can't
Wow.
balance. Yeah.
Wow. Interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And it's something that at any age you can literally still improve it, right? So if somebody came to me at 75, I could improve their balance, right? So yeah. So that's the good news, is that we can, I mean, you and I are both younger than that, but we can still improve our balance. So yeah, yeah. All right, and you found the spam in your spam, right? You
I did,
found,
yeah.
I mean, okay. All right, good. And so I'll send some more today. So thank you.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's like,
Yeah. So I'll see you, even if we're alone, we'll see you, hopefully see you tomorrow.
okay.
All right.
God willing, I'll be
All
here.
right. All right, my friend. All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye.